Hello, everybody. It is I, Ray, of Something Strange Media, and welcome to the first episode of the Something Strange podcast. With me today is Mullsbury Incorporated, also known as Jack.
I'm eating the shit out of this cookie right now.
Right? We got Thick Peanut, or Peanut for short.
I'm playing Ultra Kill.
Yeah, he's a commentary YouTuber, as you can tell. And lastly, we have our very special
Okay, why I gotta say that?
guest, Derailed.
Hi. Hello.
Derailed's my favorite one, for real.
Yippee.
Derailed's so special, he doesn't get a nickname.
Oh.
Alright. Anyways, today we have gathered, actually, I have wrangled these three rapscallions because they think season 11 is bad and they need to submit to the truth. So I'm here to prove them wrong.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's just mid as hell and definitely not the best season.
Yeah, obviously season 5 is the best.
Obviously season 3 is the best.
Actually, season 4 is the best. Season 11 is just a close second.
Alright, anyways.
Guys, we're not here to debate season 3 and season 5.
We're going too far away from the topic.
Okay. So,
I wish I had some
for starters, somebody please give me an example to why season 11 is mid.
Can you repeat that?
Someone here, shoot me a thought why y'all think season 11 mid.
So, alright, I guess I'll start. My main problems with season 11 are, number one, its original release with the lighting, which isn't really a huge problem, which you've mentioned before, because that gets fixed in the re-releases. Number two, I think that a lot of the storytelling in most of the episodes falls flat, and almost all of them default to the same. Thomas does A, B, or C thing. He either A messes it up, or B messes it up, but different. I think another problem is also just a lot of the characters are reduced to like single-celled organisms when it comes to intelligence. They think like 8 thoughts maximum, and then they can't think about anything else. Like, it just doesn't even strike them they can have other thoughts. And also, I don't know why, but like the color of the engines in most of the shots just feels really dull. That's a personal thing. Like, I think that's personal. It feels like a dull season. When I think of season 11, I'm just like, wow, I wish I was watching season 9.
One of my main problems is I don't like some of the new faces that they made for that season, honestly. I hate them a lot, actually.
Wait, you mean like, wait, you mean like the new face masks or like the new models?
You know that, like, how they made some new faces for the season? I really fucking hate them. Like, I despise them with a burning passion.
Which one?
But season 11 had new faces for characters.
I'm only assuming, just like, I don't know, I just hate a lot of the hit era faces.
Listen, because the only like hit era faces that I can think of are Thomas and Percy's astonished faces, which was season 8, and
Yeah.
Thomas's upset face, which is also season 8.
Still hate them.
Okay.
For me, honestly, I don't really enjoy season 11 just because I just think, okay, I'm basing it off of the other hit era seasons. So like, instead of, I'm not gonna base it off of a classic season, because I feel like if we base it just on the era, then we can get a better analogy. I just feel like compared to, in my opinion, the only other good season of that era, which is 8, I just feel 8 is better, because 8 had better stories, I feel, than what 11 did. And I don't feel that really I don't feel that a lot of the characters that were in that season really were there other than just to market them as toys again. By that, I mean, like, when they brought, like, Murdoch and all them back for, like, one episode. Or, like, when Donald Douglas came back.
Alright then.
I feel like if they had used them like consistently throughout the season, then I might have felt different. But like, no, they appear in one episode, and then they don't appear again until 12 for like half of them, and then for the other, and then for like Molly, she disappeared after them. Well, no, Molly I can actually get that to do. Cause Molly I think appeared in 3 episodes that season.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause she appeared in Emily's Rubbish, or Emily the Garbage, we're gonna call it, Thomas Set Sail, and then I think Dirty Work. I think.
No, not Dirty Work.
I know. I only know this because I remember looking at some. I remember it was some shot with like James and Rocky. I don't remember anything else from that. I just remember it was just some like bit. Oh, we can go to the next station, Gordon. It'll only take like 9 hours. Oh wait, no, go back. It was the Henry episode. I saw her. I saw her with Rocky and James. There.
Oh yeah, there she is.
Yeah.
There she is, just off the edge.
Yeah, and it was
off the
Henry.
side.
In like the Henry truck
Yeah.
episode.
Those are
But
close
yeah,
up.
Molly was the only character that Molly was the only like. I mean, okay, fine. Molly and Spencer were like the only two characters. If you don't count the other hitter characters that they had been using for every season since they got reintroduced, they were the only two characters that like actually appeared more than once. Everyone else was a one appearance or not.
All right. I have points to combat now.
Right.
All right. I cannot say anything on like the whole characters appear in one episode thing because that's just a problem. That's just a problem that plagued the era itself.
Yeah, I know.
When you say you feel season 8 has better episodes, what's that mean? What's that entail?
By that, okay. By that I mean
What
like the
episodes?
if we put each, by that I mean the episodes that like people really like from each season. If we put them against each other, I feel the ones from 8 are better than the ones from 11, and I mean that in terms of like if I was to combat Gordon and the Engineer with like Squeak, Rattle, and Roll.
Okay, to be fair, you're comparing one of the. Okay. If you were to say, okay, in Squeak, Rattle, and Roll, if you were to put that in a position, in a ranking of every episode, what point would it be? Would you say Squeak, Rattle, and Roll is like the 3rd best of season 8, the 4th best, etc., etc.? Well, where would you say Squeak, Rattle, and Roll?
I would say probably like. I would probably go with like 3rd, yeah.
Okay. I don't think Gordon and the Engineer is a fair comparison there.
Sorry,
like I get they both start the same character.
Sorry, Hector the Horde. Because that's the one. I feel like that's an episode that most people think about when they think about season 11 is Hector.
Okay, yeah, valid.
Yeah, sorry for that.
I'd say that a lot of characters do follow that like format where they're like they appear, and that's kind of all that happens. Like they appear, they say something like, "Oh, you gotta help me out," and then they sort of progress the plot forward because the main character either helps them out or leaves them there or something.
Yeah,
that's usually the plot. That's the plot of a lot of the episode. Thomas and the Storyteller, episode 1 of the season. I think definitely falls flat. Now, I think the biggest problem with Thomas and the Storyteller is Thomas is taking a storyteller around, talking about all these places, which is awesome, and then he has to help people, which
James.
like progresses the story along, and eventually, I'm pretty sure at the end, the story is about Thomas helping people, or about somebody helping people. I wish that the characters that he needed to help had more than like 1 or 2 voice lines, because like with the one that Ray is showing right now with James is like I need help, bro, I'm dying here, and Thomas is like, all right, I'll help you, and he helps him, and that's it. Like after that, we don't see James for the rest of the episode, and then it happens with Emily, and then it happens with Percy, which like they kind of just like dude, you gotta help me. And Thomas is like, I'll help you. And then they don't appear. Until I think either the end or they just don't appear after that at all.
They're there for the story time at the end of the episode.
Yeah. I feel like they could have done more, made them more active members of the plot, or have Thomas help out maybe human characters, because then we won't see those human characters again. Like with James and Percy and Emily, we're going to see them again. And I guess I just would have preferred if they had talked more.
Okay. I understand that. Very valid take. But in the grand scheme of things, if you compare the episode to other episodes in the era, it's relatively good. A significant portion above decent. I'd say around a 7 out of 10.
I would
really because
when ranking player episodes, I would definitely say that personally, it's in the top 10 for me because Thomas and the Storyteller is genuinely a good one. My problem with it is it falls into the same category as Thomas and the blank do the thing and then they do it right at the end. Like, that's what ends up happening. That's the formula it follows. And, like, to me that feels insulting. Like, you can't give me another formula. You have to use the same formula over and over again. Or it's just Thomas does A and B happens. Like,
to be fair, this episode does put a bit of a spin on it. Because instead of, okay, I'm going to do this. Oh, I fucked up. I'm going to continue. Oh, I fucked up. I'm going to continue. Oh, I fucked up. I better do it properly this time. Instead, it's more so, he's going around and he has something he needs to do, but there's ultimately more important things, which in this case would be helping his friends. So
and that's the nice part about it, is it puts the spin on it, which is the good thing. The problem is still, I feel like it follows that formula is used too much. It's still used too much in season 11.
All right. Valid.
Thinking back to season 3, 4, or 5, the classic seasons, I'm even going to include some stuff from 7, like Jack in the Pack. The stories had, they had a plot that made sense. The worst episode that I can think of from the classic series is probably, let me think, probably Gordon and the Gremlins, because the plot is kind of fucky, but, it's interesting. It's interesting in a way that propels you forward. You want to keep watching it because it's cool. Like, oh my gosh, there's gremlins. Gordon has a VIP. The VIP is in the shower and falls down or something. Like, shit keeps happening and it's different things. Another good episode in Escape. Escape's plot is really hard to do again, because after that you're just copying Escape. The problem with the Hit era is they found 1 or 2 formulas and they were like, all right, this is it right here. This is the shit. We're just going to use this forever.
Okay.
And I feel like that's what a lot of these episodes are missing. They're missing a very diverse plot, which is something that Thomas and the Storyteller takes that formula and kind of flips it on its head, which is nice.
Okay. All right. I'd say your take's definitely very valid, though I would have to say once again, comparing a Hit era season to a classic season isn't that fair of a comparison.
It is fair to compare them. I compare. When you just compare Hit era to Hit era, there's not a whole lot to compare with, because the amount of bad episodes compared to good episodes is really small. So you should include the entire scope of the series. I could have also brought up a CGI episode, because there might be different writers, it might be a different writing style, and it's a different era of the show. But you need to take all the eras of the show into account, because these writers that they had could have learned from previous ones and done different things different ways and made a whole bunch of great episodes. But they made a whole bunch of just subpar episodes.
Okay. All right. That's valid. I don't think I have anything to combat that. What was next? What was next? What to talk about next? I'm kind of fucking up here. Wait, I gotta think.
We could talk about how all the sets look almost exactly the same.
Oh yeah, that's a big problem with
all the what?
The sets look same. All the sets look the same. 90% of the episodes take place in grass next to track. Like, look at this. You're skimming through it, and half of the sets just blend together. Maybe even 2/3 of the sets just blend together, because it's all just lots of bushes and trees next to train track. Every now and then there's a tunnel or a water tower or a switch or something, but it's like trees and track and rock, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And then we get a couple of interesting sets where it's like, oh, look, buildings, and then they go away.
Okay. Yeah. I'd say that's also valid. No, that's another one that I can't really come back, because that's just a problem that plagues the era as a whole.
I think another problem I had with the sets, we talked about this before. A lot of them feel really small to me. A lot of the sets that are supposed to be wide areas feel small.
Okay, I think that might just be you, because me personally, I don't see it. Like, let me go to Thomas in Trouble. Dirty Work, Back of the Horrid, Forms of Engineer.
Now, when I do say that, I do mean some sets. Not all of the sets are super small. Because with a couple of sets, I think the Hector and the coaling yard, the coaling plant, is great. That's a great set. I love that set. I think it's wide, it's expansive. It looks like a big industrial facility where coal is put in the trucks, taken away, blah, 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 and all that. The wharf is another good one where it's just like, wow, look at all this open space with factories, and they got the small track and the big track, and stuff happens. With like Knapford Station, Knapford Station feels so much bigger in the classic seasons, and even in the earlier hit seasons, and especially the CGI series where it had the giant yard. It always feels like this big open station complex, except for in these seasons for me. It just feels like there's the station, and I think that's because especially when it comes to season 11, they built it on the same set as Callan Castle, which kind of limited their set size.
Hmm.
Yeah, if I could come in here.
Well,
even season 8 tried doing this thing. No, because I remember there was it was like As Good as Gordon from season 8. It's the one where Emily takes the express. In that episode, they show a shot of her like on the yard, like the left end of Knapford, but it's like not on one of the platform bits. It's like behind the station, kind of like they're hinting at the fact that the yard is probably there.
I would rather them not hint at it and just show the whole thing.
All right. You did make an error in your claim there, Jack. They didn't have Knapford and Talon on the same set entirely. That was only for the reshoots.
All right. Thank you. Still, it still feels too small to me. I've always felt like it's supposed to be this big, wide open station complex, and that's not what it feels like to me here. It just feels like this station in the middle of a bunch of essentially forest.
It feels like it feels a lot like, to me, it feels a lot like, the Nitrogen era's sad attempt at Knapford. You know how sad that looked?
It was just sad. That was just mean.
Yeah, that's how bad it feels to me. That's how much I do not like the
Pause right here. Pause right here. Look at this. We've got the through lines, and then a siding over there. One little, like, measly freaking hut, like one measly little warehouse. So a couple of, a couple houses up on the wall, and then just trees. It feels so enclosed. It feels so cramped. Like, there's no need for that. What do you gain from that?
Nothing.
All right. I think this is a situation where you're looking a little too deeply into things. At the end of the day, you gotta remember this is a kid's show. You're not really meant to be paying extreme attention to the background.
I know that, Ray. But I'm gonna give you a counterclaim here. I'm gonna give you a counterpoint. In the classic seasons, I'm gonna bring this up again. In the classic seasons, when we see Knapford or the sheds or a yard, it's like there's always space. Like it's a large complex, and it gives time for young viewers to take in everything. Like if they're not going to be totally focused on the foreground, there's stuff happening in the background, or you can see cool things in the background. When I was working on remaking the yard from the episode where Toad tells Oliver to murder Scruffy, when I was remaking that yard, Toad Stands By. When I was remaking that yard, there's a bunch of buildings and so like a lot of track. And in that big wide shot, we see so much, and you can infer so much from that wide shot. Even young viewers can infer so much from this wide shot, because you've got Oliver coming down that one track next to the big yard filled with rolling stock. And then you've got Thomas, Percy, and Duck sitting over on this other siding, and they're also, like, they've got trucks with them, so they're also doing something while watching Oliver get absolutely annihilated by these troublesome trucks. And there's a bunch of stuff happening. Like, you can see so much. But then in the hair, in a lot of the scenes, it's like a 3-track main line or a 4-track main line, like right here. And it's just two characters looking at each other, and then, like, they leave or they go there or something. Like right here. What's happening? Oh, we get a wide shot. Oh, Percy's waiting. Thomas is pulling up. Bertie goes over the crossing. Wow.
Get off my line, Percy. Like, Gordon just comes through and kills him.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
But seriously, thinking back to a lot of sets from season 3, there's stuff like with Tidmouth Halt. That set is like, it's elevated. It's got the parking lot next to it. The station building is a vibrant color. You can see stuff. There's stuff there. With these sets here, like, oh my gosh, 3 tracks and a siding. Oh boy.
He's dying, guys.
3 tracks and a siding. Oh man. Oh boy.
He's so sad.
And I feel like that's why the ratings dropped so hard with these seasons, because like I bet people were tuning in and they saw, wow, look at how little is happening. And I want to watch fucking what else did they have on? What else did they have on? They didn't have Paw Patrol on yet.
No, Paw Patrol wasn't even a thing. I wanna watch Fireman. Oh wait, that's cringe too.
Circa 2007.
What was in 2007?
Transformers.
Listen, I can't speak here because I'm Canadian. I was watching way different shit from you.
Yo, I like that Gordon face. Hold on, that Gordon face kind of fire. Not gonna lie.
That's a good Gordon face. That's a good Gordon face. To make Thomas's eyebrows so much bigger. Why is
That's
it?
what they with Henry.
Season 11,
They
middle
ruined
water.
Henry's faces in this era. I will not deny.
I've never liked the triangle eyebrows, honestly.
Really?
Just like how much they use it in like some of his faces. Never really liked it.
Matt Thomas is sponsored by Nike right here. I mean, did you see his eyebrows?
Yeah, he's got the Nike logo.
Another problem. I'm gonna, like,
Oh my god, bro!
why are so many of the engines just going light engine? Like they just don't have anything.
That's another thing that's so stupid.
Yeah, like
It was
Percy and
such a
Toby earlier. They were
Like when in the classic seasons, most of the time characters are pulling something. They have somewhere to be. Unless the plot's like, actually, nah, I need you to not do fucking anything. With season 11 and with like the hitter, and even the nitrogen, it's just like, man, there they go, bro.
Okay, going back to the faces.
Now.
These are season 1 faces. Okay, I know I sound like I'm glazing season 1, but like I think these were just around like the earlier seasons. They were the best versions of the faces. Season 1 has some pretty great ones. Compare that to season 11, bro.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of the faces were improved with season 11. I can give a point to season 11 here. I do I do actually enjoy a lot of the larger, more expressive eyebrows that characters are given.
Yo, guys, look, it looks like she's.
I don't know. I feel like this drabs them down for me. They feel drab.
Maybe
The
that's
faces
the
always
lighting.
felt like a darker shade of gray. They've always felt a darker shade of gray to me.
I think that was because like
That's
the
something
matte
I don't like
finish.
too. I've never liked the darker gray.
It might have been the matte finish they gave everything.
Maybe. Oh, you know what? Actually, on the topic of fucking season 1 faces, let's go to his annoyed face
Oh.
because his annoyed. I'd argue if it's the season 11 version of the annoyed face, is probably the best one. That is my opinion.
I think
but
I
like it.
Loki, I don't entirely disagree with you. I wish the cheeks weren't so freaking red.
Oh well, that's just for this.
Okay.
That's just for this episode. We saw it earlier. I know when the cheeks weren't red.
I personally, I like the way it looked. It's all right looking. I do think the more bushy eyebrows does make it look like he's kind of annoyed. But like, I like season 1's more because it looks like he's just like annoyed and a bit skeptical. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
Mhm. Well, that's because in season 1 they were limited with the faces they had, so they had to like
Yeah.
make them like do.
They did have a larger budget, and they put all of their budget into fucking grass.
Yeah,
Let me
it's
buy
all
the
into
same
grass
truth.
and like grass.
Like for a second here, be real, Ray. 90% of this set right here is probably green.
This shit's more green than fucking Henry, bruh.
Okay, guys.
I've never
guys.
seen greener shit in my life.
Okay.
Bro, this shit is greener than Snoop Dogg's pot.
Okay.
Apparently, the grass is greener on the other
I
side.
can't combat. I can't combat that point. So instead, counterpoint. I know we're talking about all the sets being samey and how like everything's kind of slow. But in my opinion, that's one of the good things about this season. This season is very chill. It's something like you can just turn on, you watch, and you just have a nice, relaxing, good time. You don't like you're not looking at your screen in anger like in season 9, season 10. But at the same time, you're not extremely bored like with the nitrogen seasons.
I can honestly get behind that. I think counterpoint.
Counterpoint. to the
Most of
counterpoint.
Thomas also is supposed to have at least a little excitement. Like thinking back to, we're not even going to talk about season 5 because that was the action season. We're not even going to talk about that. I'm just talking about season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like forget 5. Then we have 6, 7.
8 had
I
action
think
too.
that they had stuff going on. With season 11, I definitely think it is more relaxed, but I think that's more to its detriment, honestly. Because a lot of the storylines they have going, honestly, if you had included like a few more stakes, like the passengers need to get back to their boat on time, or like the librarian has to get on a plane the next day, so we can't be any later. Like if they added some sort of like more stakes, I feel like you would have been at least a tiny bit more invested. But me personally, when I watch Thomas, I usually watch it because I want to know, like, I'm invested in what's happening. I want to be invested with what's happening. Like, oh, Thomas has to do this in a certain amount of time, or Thomas has to do this, or this will happen. Oh my gosh. Like, I want that investment. With season 11, it's like, yeah, we're good.
Wait,
We're just
wait,
going.
no. I got it then. There's the conclusion. Oh god, voice cracked. There's the conclusion then. That's perfect. You saying that just made the ultimate point. It depends on why you watch the show.
Yeah.
Because you said yourself, you watch the show because you want to get invested, you want to see what the characters are up to, you want to care about the story. When I watch Thomas, I watch it. Okay, Thomas is my comfort show. Season 11 is my comfort season. I watch the show to calm myself down whenever I'm feeling extremely stressed, or when I just want to have a relaxing and good time. I think that's why I like season 11 so much, because it's nice, it's relaxing, and it's calm.
I think that's probably why you enjoy. I think that's why you argue for it so hard, because it's the relaxing nature of it, which I can definitely see. But that's not what I want from Thomas, I guess.
All right. So yeah, there we go. I think we got our conclusion. It just depends on the type of fan you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go.
I do find there to be a problem with motherfuckers trying to compare, like, I don't like it when people are like, it's shit. Like, dude, why do you care? It's a blue train.
Real quick, no, like, okay, listen, I don't like it when someone, no, like, okay, listen, I think to compare it, well, you have to, I said this in the beginning of the, debate, but, like, you have to compare each era to each other. You cannot compare, like, season 1 to then, like, season 10, well.
Yeah.
I think you can. It just depends on what you're comparing.
Yeah. You just, yeah, like, you have to make sure you're not comparing, like, I don't know, like, Percy runs away to, like, Thomas and the New Engine.
Thomas and the New Engine season 9, but I get what you mean.
Sorry.
It's still hit era. So.
Yeah.
I can definitely agree with that point. I do, when I review things, I take from every era of the show because, oh my gosh, it's mighty! I take from every era of the show so that, like, you get the full experience. Like, oh, this is what they could have done.
Oh boy. Okay, guys. I think we might need to end it now before we accidentally record ourselves yapping for 20 minutes.
For real.
Yeah.
Right, I guess everyone sign off individually, opposite order to where you were introduced. So, Derailed, you go first.
Okay. Thank you for watching the Goofy thing. Like and subscribe. Watch my channel.
All right. Yeah.
I like redheads.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Sounds like Peanut.
That's where we leave it off for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go call Wild now. Later.
Yeah.
Okay. I love not watching season 11 because I want to watch Sonic Pandemonium.
Oh yeah.
Guys,
on the network.
One quick question: when's the Wilbur the Forest Engine movie coming?
Summer of 2009.
Sweet.
Summer of 2009.
I'm gonna get my popcorn ready. I'm gonna get in the theater.
Get in the theater. You just wait for like 8 billion years. Alright, we should probably end the recording before we yap.
Alright, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of the Something Strange podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening to our rambling about a pretty darn good season. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day. Please check out the other SSM projects on this channel, as well as on other channels such as Crosshagen Productions, and an upcoming project on the FNAR Studios channel. Sayonara, folks, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Bye.
Peace on.
Alright, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna end the recording.